Okay, there's nothing showing up on the. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes a
You
minute.
just switched. Okay. All right, there we go. Cool. Sweet.
Yeah, you
All
just...
right, now I need to tweet this out.
And there we are. To awkwardly see myself.
Daryl.
Oh, oh I looked away from practice for a moment and just saw a car rolling and panicked.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna see that Harrison footage for the next decade now, or however long we run this new car.
It always weirds me out when we have with all the focus on crashes with NASCAR always weirds me out.
Yeah, especially after what happened with Newman. Of course, I'm glad we're practicing now, so I can stop doom scrolling on my lists about the war in Ukraine.
Gosh, no kidding, man.
Yay! Dude, I texted Crow about this earlier, but there was a guy on Facebook on someone else's status trying to defend, where Trump, was calling Putin a genius and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, blah, 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 blah. Read Newsmax, to say, yeah, read Newsmax to get the real news, which is that just by itself was hilarious. And then I looked at his profile, and he's a writer for Newsmax.
Oh, God.
That made my morning. It's like, all right. All right. I tagged both of you in that, so retweet it, do whatever. Let's get this started. So, all right.
Cool.
You're ready to go, Crow?
Yeah, I'm recording. So I'll pull this. So just real quick, let's run down what do we want to talk about.
Let's talk about the 500, start of the season.
Cool.
Auto Club. Like, got about an hour or so to do this,
Yeah.
so
Cool.
we can cover a lot of ground.
Cool.
So.
All right. So we're at 150 right now, and we'll just kick it off. Don't worry about things. So
So no intro?
yeah. Just kick it off, and I'll pay
okay.
attention to chat.
All right.
Hopefully we can get the
Bro,
people
what's your Twitter again?
Mine? Just Daniel McFadden.
No,
in
pros.
DTH Crow. I just
Thank you.
tagged you in a message to you.
Gotcha. I'm doing it off my podcast, Twitter.
All right. So, welcome to the 2022 season, guys. NASCAR, it's underway. We have one week in the book with the Daytona 500, and we're currently sitting here watching practice for the second race of the year, the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club Speedway. And it's been eventful, to say the least. I can't think of a recent practice session on an oval that wasn't like Daytona or Talladega that's been eventful like this. We've had a Ross Chastain wreck.
Oh no! I'm just now turned it on, but no. I have officially decided to be a Chastain stan this season.
Okay.
So, like, this is crushing news to me. one
Oh,
race.
it was a hard hit too. He had the wind knocked out of him, and he didn't do a TV interview because he was still collecting himself. But yeah, Ross Chastain wreck, Chris Buescher spin, Kevin Harvick had an accident, and just a few minutes ago, Bubba Wallace sideswiped the turn one wall, but the car should be fine. But anyway, I'm Dan McFadden, host of Dropping the Hammer, and with me, as always, is my co-host James Crow and our good friend of the pod, Daryl Kinsey Jr. Welcome, Daryl.
Hey, everybody. Good to talk to you guys again. And we're talking practice for the first time in 2 years. Feels really good. And these new cars are already living up to the expectation of being tough to drive.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's also really windy there.
That's not helping either.
So I think there's multiple factors at play. But no, this has been... teams aren't happy.
Joking. The palm trees are look like they're about to bend over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a tornado is about to break out, or a hurricane, something.
So there's less than a minute left of practice. Overall, Denny Hamlin's number one, Kyle Busch 2. I think the highlighted cars are cars that are in the session. So Reddick's currently fastest in Group 2. But yeah, guys, one race into the 2022 NASCAR season. What did you guys think of the Daytona 500 last weekend?
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I know everyone was kind of thinking it was going to be 2013-esque, just with the lack of, the big, giant, wide packs that we've had during the Gen 6 era of plate racing. But it really felt like, to me, like a throwback to the mid-2000s, where you had the two defined lines, and then it was just about car count and whether you could put yourself in the right position to get pushed up by that line when the energy came up. And it was really fun. We didn't really see a lot of big wrecks other than Harrison Burton ended up on his lid. Thank you, Brad Keselowski.
A lot of people have Brad Keselowski to thank for a lot of things that they're not happy about.
Well, I really thought the wrecks were going to start happening sooner in the first stage. So the fact that they took that long for that wreck to even happen surprised me. The fact that we got to green flag pit stops in the first stage surprised me. But we got it. And then after that Harrison Burton wreck, things sort of calmed down. Getting the big one, technically, that early in the race was probably the most surprising. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't surprising because there wasn't a big one, so to say, in the final stage. There was a wreck, but it wasn't. No cars were flipping. So I mean, so I got to cover the Daytona 500 for the first time. That was a great experience.
To clarify, you got to cover the Daytona 500 on location.
On location, yes. Live and in person from the Daytona Media Center. And I was nervous all week, guys. So nervous. Because there was just too much good vibes going for NASCAR after the clash 2 weeks before. New car, so many people in the stands. It was so many people. It
just felt like something bad NASCAR-wise was just supposed to happen at some point, didn't it?
Yes, I was waiting for another shoe to drop. When Myatt Snyder flipped up into the catch fence on the backstretch of the Xfinity race, I thought that was going to be it. But he turned out to be fine except for a sore foot. There was no rain. Sunday just turned out really to be just aside from Harrison Burton's flip and cars losing wheels. It turned out just to be a great day and a really good race.
I guess RFK got vindicated for making the boreholes larger in their wheels now after that.
Yeah. I mean, any other time you hear NASCAR has confiscated anything from a race team, you don't usually expect anything good to happen to the teams that lost said thing.
Yeah.
But no, like Roger Penske and Brad Keselowski, they said, it was a safety thing. Like also like we needed to get these wheels properly secured on and off of the car. And look what happened on Sunday. You had 2 cars that just straight up lost tires, or broke off. So yeah, they were definitely vindicated. It's gonna be interesting going forward. How many more times we have NASCAR doing stuff like this, where they confiscate a part from a team, and we have to go through this whole song and dance of, well, was it cheating or was it making the car safer?
Does NASCAR even know?
Well, they found out. Well, they ended up finding out after the 500. Although 2 teams did lose people for 4 weeks, although I don't know if they should have after they found out it was a safety issue.
Well, Colleague is appealing,
As they should.
That's being deferred on their part, but the 50 team's not appealing because the next race they might be at is Coda, which is beginning of April or end of March.
So the suspension is moot for them. They won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. It clicks off 4 calendar races, not races you're in.
Yeah. So that's a weird loophole, I guess.
So if you're not running a full schedule, just push it as hard as you can.
You might as well.
So overall, Daryl, like, what did you think of how the end of the 500 played out? Austin Cindric barely edging out Bubba at the line to get that first win, which everyone this week has been repeating the line. Austin Cindric is the first rookie to win the Daytona 500, which I don't care what the rule book or record book says. Trevor Bayne was a rookie.
Yeah, I was
2011. I don't care.
I was at that race that Trevor Bayne won. So,
really?
Yeah, I was there sitting in the entrance of the tri-oval when that happened. So are y'all sure he's the first rookie? Because I'm pretty sure Trevor Bayne won it. Even if he was doing a partial schedule, that counts for me.
Well, he declared. He declared for points after that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But even if he didn't, it was only his second Cup start, his first Daytona 500. Trevor Bayne's the first rookie to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that car had yellow bumpers, so I don't know what people are talking about.
And this was Cindric's second Daytona 500. He was in it last year. So, but anyway, what did you think of how that race played out at the end?
Could Bubba have had 10 more feet? That's really what I was thinking, sitting there on the couch. Like, he's been so close to winning this race, and he's become a pretty good plate racer. Pretty good. He's becoming a really good plate racer.
Oh, yeah.
He would have won Talladega if it had went full distance. So people complaining he only won because of rain. He was going to be in position to win that race, even if it had gone full distance. But guess what? 39 other guys had a chance to win that race, and they weren't in position when the yellow flag fell. So I don't want to hear it. But it was a great finish. Then Brad Keselowski decided to just obliterate everybody behind that for some reason. But the talking point that I've heard is the 2 putting the 12 in the wall. And people like, he shouldn't have done that. That's his teammate. These drivers talk about they're going to wreck their own mother for Daytona 500 win. And you're surprised that he didn't do that to his teammate?
Well, no, like, it's the Daytona 500. And also, when it's that big of a race, once you exit turn 4 and you're on the short chute going into the tri-oval, it's a video game. Like, there's like nothing that applied to the previous 199 or 198 laps applies to the quarter mile that you have to go to get that checkered flag. You do anything and everything to either get by the guy in front of you or keep the person behind you. So
your teammates till you're off turn 4, then it's every man for themselves.
So
unless you're Blaney.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how much I believe that.
Blaney said that was like the best opportunity he had to get by Cindric. I'm like, man, I know it's only 2 laps, but I'm pretty sure you could have found a way to get behind him by him before that.
He could have.
I am not a fan of waiting till the last moment. Like, I'd rather try earlier, make a mistake, and then try again, having learned from your mistake.
I don't. You're absolutely right. I don't get the folks that just decide to wait until the last lap. Like, you've got to give it an opportunity before that, because if you fail on the last lap, you're not going to get another chance. You at least got to test and see, okay, is this going to work? If not, okay, I can change it later on before we get to the finish.
Also, like, when it comes to at least super speedway races, I wish overtime was like 3 laps, because I want more than one full speed lap. Because that's really what the first lap is just everyone getting up to speed. So, and then you have one real competitive lap. So I wish that would change, at least for super speedways. Like, I'd also like it maybe for the short tracks like Bristol or Martinsville. You need more than one full speed lap.
Yeah, we don't need any more laps on the medium ones, though.
No.
I mean, the way the cars are running this time, I think we're going to see a lot of passing here as Cali is getting ready to start the qualifying, but I think it's going to be, the intermediates are going to be a lot better. But yeah, we don't need more laps in the intermediates, to be honest, because
No.
they'll put themselves in the wall like 15 times. They don't need to do like what ARCA did. What was that, at IRP a couple of years back? No, that was Gateway. They put somebody on their lid because of it.
At Gateway? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was either Gateway or IRP. This was like in the speed era. So yeah,
that's the era where I checked out. I checked out during the speed area.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
Okay, so Crow, what was your takeaway from the 500?
Seems like in general the new car is working out well, except for things involving the wheels and tires apparently. Yeah, but overall, like, the racing was good. There wasn't a long section of just people in a line not doing anything.
Yeah,
which is
yeah, I think there was like maybe less than 10 laps that were single file. There wasn't like a time where I think what stage was it that they went single file? Was it the second stage? I think
it was either the second stage, like the start of the third stage.
Well, that was the point of the race where people were complaining about them going to commercial a lot. I'm like, they're just single file. If you're going to go the commercial break, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I do think that I think that with a new car, this may be a time to rethink how the structure of the stage racing for next year. Because I do think that with Daytona, at least so far, it felt like the stages just kind of got in the way to a degree, at least where they were placed. And I think that was probably the biggest point of frustration that I had with things, other than Keselowski coming in like a wrecking ball.
Taking the crown from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. when it comes to accidents, which is funny because he actually spun Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for the second time. So it was a passing of the torch moment for Keselowski. But yeah, he was very, like, I know Harrison Burton before that accident, he had been kind of squirrely, not entirely comfortable up at the front of the pack. But still, I think Keselowski was way too aggressive at that point of the race. The Stenhouse one, that's slightly more forgivable, but I think at this point we all know you shouldn't be bumping someone going into or coming out of a turn.
Yeah.
And that's what Keselowski did both times. He got someone loose coming off the turn. And qualifying is underway at Auto Club Speedway. Jenny Hamlin is first one out. So I wonder if we're going to see any new track records with this package.
Probably not. I think they're going too slow, at least compared to the Gen 6 cars.
Look at that beautiful short spoiler, guys.
When you say record, are you talking about speed or most spins in qualifying?
Speed, speed, definitely speed.
There's there's a lot of big motor, small blade people that are celebrating looking at these cars right now.
Well, I mean, we didn't get to talk about it because it happened back in December. It was like the about face that NASCAR did
Hmm.
with the package was just incredible. Because in November at Phoenix, Steve Phelps was like pretty clear that this is going to be the package. A majority of fans that we polled like this package, which is just you know ridiculous because when your fan council questions are like specifically framed to get you the answer you want. But yeah, after a couple of those test sessions at Charlotte back in early December, they just did an about face and went to 670 horsepower, 4-inch blades.
They had to. Absolutely, they had to. If they didn't make the change, they were going to have slower, less. They were going to have the same lack of passing and then slower as, man, BJ McLeod almost put that car on the wall. People would have mutinied the new cars. So they had to make that change. And I'm glad they realized that they had to do something.
Well, my thing is, why go ahead with the whole high downforce thing before you've even had a year of competition? Like,
yeah,
throw it out there with the low downforce before you, like, or like that's what didn't make sense to me. Like, if you start off with high downforce, you're already like feels like you're already assuming that the racing would be bad without it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So, yeah. So, is it McLeod? How do you pronounce his last name? It's MC Led. We'll say MC Led.
McLeod.
oh,
McLeod.
McLeod. I always said McLeod.
It's McLeod. I have a friend with that last name. It's McLeod. I said McLeod at the beginning as well when I first met him.
So, McLeod, man, he looked like he might have been what you could describe as both loose and tight. He just slid up the track but managed to save it, but came out 2 seconds longer than Hamlin. So
yep. Bowman's on the track now. He's tracking second. This Bowman's a guy that I think could be a dark horse for the Final Four. Like he had a sneaky 4-win season last year.
Well, yeah, well, some of his wins were gifts in a way.
They still count.
They still count. But he had, I think, a really bad first round. I think. Or
yeah.
The second round, either one. But yeah, he got that Martinsville win.
Is this graphic?
Oh, are you talking like the ghost car, bro?
Yeah, but the really weird digital animation thing. I mean, it's cool, but it also looks like NASCAR like 98.
I'm pretty sure that's the old race view package that they're just using for the SMT data. I'm pretty sure that's just what they repackaged race view into.
I always wondered, I wish that they would work with like the developers of like the NASCAR games to do some stuff. Like I feel like that would be a good like some visualizations, using the just a custom version of the game or something that's like that really like I'm a software developer, so like I kind of I'm not a game developer, but in general like I think you could spend some like a small for them chunk of money and come up with some cool stuff just using those assets and tools.
Yeah, they could do something.
Or even like I guarantee you could do this with like if they did it with iRacing, tech.
Yeah.
So this week, the Bubba Wallace Netflix documentary series called Race Bubba Wallace debuted. I finished it. I'm assuming Daryl, you finished it. Crow, have you watched it?
Didn't even know it was out.
Yeah.
I actually don't have Netflix, so I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Oh
But
wow. Oh, so this is a
I've
very.
heard that it's really freaking good. I'm gonna have to watch it with my girlfriend. She has the Netflix account, so I will have to watch it with her.
Oh, you don't share passwords,
Well, it's the one with her family, so
but
I'm
still you
not
don't
on
share
the.
passwords.
No, unfortunately, I'm not on password share list privileges just yet.
Oh, okay. Not that deep into the relationship.
No. Well, it's deeper in other ways, but we'll go. Just not the passwords.
Okay.
Like it's move in together, make wedding plans, share passwords.
Basically.
You're not getting my passwords till the second anniversary.
Exactly.
Like streaming service passwords are like the new not I want to say dowry, but that's too limited. Like what is the like wedding gift or whatever? Like it's no the new engagement ring. There you go. It's
There
the
you
new
go.
engagement ring.
Basically.
When she brings you over to meet the parents for the first time, the thing they judge you by is, all right, son, which streaming services do you subscribe to?
Well, that's how you got to do it nowadays. Everybody's got to have a different streaming service because you think it's so expensive. Everybody has a different ones, and eventually you end up with all of them.
The new
Well, sir,
the new
well, sir,
high risk
I'm
thing. The
Yep.
new high risk thing that you have to worry about is whether or not dad works in IT and is going to judge you with your terrible password security.
Oh, well, look at Corey LaJoy. Oh, never mind. No, wait, look at LaJoy. Never mind. He's fallen off now. He was
What?
up there at second at one point.
Why did they have to wait like several seconds in to add in the people that didn't finish or weren't able to qualify? Like it's just like a slap in the face that I have to see Chastain there at the bottom now. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
why
Fox
is,
has been slipping
oh,
this year. And LaJoy goes sixth.
which is about what you'd expect. So,
Yep.
um,
Only 170. Wow. That's going to be the new thing people complain about, by the way, is how slow these cars are compared to the old ones.
I can't tell a difference, man. Like visually, I really can't.
They just need to treat it like professional wrestling. Just add like in wrestling that's like add 30 pounds to everyone's weight or something. So we'll
Yeah.
just like we'll pretend like we'll just add 30 miles per hour to everything. So
Exactly. And they were going that fast back then because they were using higher downforce, which also led to less passing. Like, what do you want? Do you want speed or do you want passing? Because I don't care how much horsepower you put on there. They're going to have to lift in these corners, y'all.
Well, at the Clash, my mom, when we were watching the race, like how fast are they going? Oh, they're maxing out at like 60, 65 miles per hour, and she's like, that's slow. I'm like, well, when there's a trophy on the line, it doesn't really matter how fast you're going.
Exactly.
it's like they're going 65 miles an hour inside something the size of a basketball arena. That's all. You just
yeah. So, all right. So Daryl, like, what are your expectations for the 2022 season? Now that we're little ways into it, like, what do you think we're going to be getting this year?
I think we're going to get a lot of yellows outside of stage cautions, if this practice is to be believed. These cars are absolutely a handful, and that's what we wanted. And we wanted them off the ground. They're off the ground. I can see air between that splitter, so that's good. Between the splitter and the pavement.
That's the most beautiful thing. Is
Yes.
a car not glued to the car, glued to the track.
Yeah, and I think we'll have some more surprise winners. I think this car will even out things as time goes on. I think the little teams will have a little bit more to catch up compared to the big teams who can't do that much. However, the guys that are fast are still going to be the guys that are fast. BJ McLeod isn't going to be in the final four with this new car, at least this year. Who knows how that team develops, but
Well, no, I did a story where
Mhm.
I talked to BJ last year, and he
Mhm.
said like we're 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 still going to be finishing the race, multiple laps down, but it's going to be fewer laps down.
Yeah.
And he said that could be, a good motivational boost in a way if you're just not as far back
Mhm.
as you were. Um, so
Man, he really missed his calling as a pilot. That's a perfect name for a pilot.
It really is.
BG McLeod.
It's like it's like all right.
Crow,
This is your pilot, BJ McLeod. We're
Wow,
Crow.
Hemrick P2.
Dang,
Jesus.
you're ahead of me.
I am ahead by a little bit, so I'm going to fix that.
He's just now crossing the line for me.
Okay, so I've paused with Kyle crossing the line. Let me know when Kyle crosses the start finish.
Larson or which one?
Bush.
Okay,
yeah. Or are you watching on Hulu, Daniel?
YouTube TV.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Bush is crossing the line.
There we go. All right, now he's heading into one. Okay.
Oh man. So what were we talking about? I forgot.
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Crow, what were we talking about? Oh, Crow, look up a picture of BJ McLeod.
Oh yeah,
Look-
BJ being a pilot.
Look him up, real quick.
Ooh, that was a lot of lifting there.
All right.
It is so nice hearing these cars having to lift.
Well, I see his logo, I guess, and that's a lot. Okay, I understand why he uses that logo. He like he's got like just real what's his name? The martial arts guy.
Martial arts guy?
Old martial arts guy that makes bad movies.
Oh.
Seagull.
Yeah,
Steven
Steven
Seagal.
First name.
Seagal. Yeah, he's
Steven
got big Steven
Seagal.
Seagal like energy. Like he's just like, yep. Like
that's
he looks like he should be the star of a Discovery Channel show in 2005.
I need to tweet out that you said that. Hold on.
And like that's I don't that is not a criticism. Like he's got the look down. I mean, I will say like it is nice to see someone with longish hair in NASCAR. Like, as the
He is definitely not cut from the same cloth as everyone else.
No, he's not. He is such a different dude.
Oh man, I see now. He's got like a ponytail. Like he's wearing a ponytail under his helmet. That's a I cannot criticize that as someone who has not cut their hair since the pandemic started.
You haven't
Really,
cut your
that's
hair?
2 years of growth.
Uh,
Oh, now I see it.
What's keeping you from getting it cut now?
I just like it long, I guess. Like, and also I like it long, and I hate trying to find like a good haircut place. And since basically all that had a reset button pressed on it, it's just like I just not cut my hair anymore. Apparently, at some point I'll pay like a bunch of money to go to my wife's hairdresser to get it trimmed and cleaned up.
So like peak pandemic, I caved and went and got a haircut. I want to say like June maybe of 2020,
Okay.
something like that. When did you cave, Daryl? When did you go get your haircut? Your first
I-
pandemic
I-
haircut?
I actually got my hair cut once we got through, like the first time we took the masks off in 2021 is actually when I got my hair cut.
Oh, so like a full year?
Yeah, and it was like up here. I was no, not up this high. I was like here. So glad to get that cut off. It was it was a mess trying to deal with it, and like I'm gonna wait until we get the mask off. And I was so glad because I was this close to cracking because I'm like I'm gonna break my comb if I try to comb this mess. Like even wetting it to comb it was not working at that point. It was that knotted.
Well, that was definitely the longest I've ever gone without a
Yeah.
haircut. I was I was I looked it like my hair is not the kind of hair that looks good growing out. So
Hmm.
so yeah, it was a relief when I finally got that done.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think this is the third or fourth time I've grown my hair out, and this is the by far the longest it's ever gotten, and the longest I've ever gone without cutting it.
all right, so the five guys who advanced from Group A to the second round of qualifying: Logano, Kozlowski, Hamrick, Hamlin, and Kyle Busch. No Chevy. No, Hamrick's a Chevy. So two Fords, one Chevy, and two Toyotas.
So apparently, any car that goes to the garage during the practice session is not allowed to qualify.
Really?
So Bubba will not be able to qualify. They'll have to start from the back.
Huh.
That's so.
I haven't heard that.
I
That's
I don't
Bob
understand some
Pockris
of these
just tweeted
rules.
it. I don't either.
Like I don't understand. Like, yeah, it's just weird. It's like they just want people to show up with a car and hope it works out.
Yeah. Which all these cars getting damaged because, they're spinning. Why would we do that? Like now Bubba has to start at the back for no reason. Just because he made a small mistake. And they had a seventh in practice. Would have been pretty quick in qualifying. Now they got to start from the back.
mm, that's yeah, that's definitely not something that should have been conveyed ahead of time. So yeah, if you go to the garage, you don't get to qualify. Huh.
Yep.
All right.
So, are you saying that they weren't aware of that when they went back?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know.
Like I didn't know about it till just now.
Yeah.
So
So, let me
I
say,
also didn't know about it until just now.
so what about this? If you, um, are you allowed to fix damage to the car? So, if they had not gone to the back, would they and then qualified and then fixed the car? Would they be penalized for that?
I don't think so. I think the thing is that they're going to this like modified impound that taking it to the garage to fix it is unapproved adjustments. So I don't get it. This is one of those things that's really dumb and probably needs to change.
Yeah.
well, it's like we were in a wreck. We're gonna fix the car, but we're not going to a backup car. But that's I don't like that. Those are my thoughts on the matter. so, so Daryl, who is your pick to win the championship this year, or is it too early?
I think it's far too early to decide. We don't know how these cars are going to run. So I think we got to get a couple of mile and a halves under our belt or intermediate tracks under our belt before we know who's really going to win this championship. And the Daytona 500 is the Daytona 500. That doesn't
Yeah,
tell us anything.
yeah. Like I don't. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Austin Cindric doesn't win again rest of this year,
Hmm.
because we really just don't know anything. Um, so wait, he's a rookie. He won. Cole Custer won as a rookie. Did no rookies won last year. Um, so yeah, so it's been 2 years since a rookie won a
Yep.
cup race.
My pick is going to have to be, of course, Ross Chastain as the as the
Oh,
resident Stan.
Crow. I totally forgot. We have to do Cindric Watch now.
Do we have to do Cindric Watch?
Well, we did McDowell Watch, so and then we had another first time winner in the 500. So I think we're obligated, don't you think?
I guess.
Doesn't seem to be on board with this.
What's wrong, Crow? Why don't you want to do Cindric Watch?
I mean, we can do it. I just don't want to have to make new theme music.
Oh, come on! All you gotta do is like just swap out the audio of me saying McDowell Watch
Instead of it being
Cindric
McDowell Watch, it'll be like Cindric Watch. just literally take you saying Cindric from this conversation and just slice it in.
Cindric Watch. Please do that. Just for my own well-being.
Daniel, so you need to send Hendrick a press a letter, which I know they're not your biggest fan. Be like, hey, I've interviewed the Truck Series champion and the Xfinity Series champions from last year. Need to talk to Larson. It's the rule. You do too. You gotta get the other one.
Yeah.
Yep. By the way, already seen tweets comparing the qualifying speeds. So
Still look fast to me. So one thing, like when covering the 500 week, that was the first time I got to see the next gen car in person. First time I got to hear it. The sound alone of just a single car going by is so drastically different than what I'm used to. Like when I got to the track Tuesday evening, during practice, and we're walking to the media center, and there was a car going by. It's like, wow, it was so low. When they say it has like a low, like throaty noise, they're not lying. It is just distinctively different than what I've been accustomed to pretty much my entire NASCAR viewing life. So these cars are so different. So what do you think? What do you think, Daryl and Crow, about the numbers being slid forward? What do you think so far?
I was for the change. I think it looks good. And then once the racing started, I don't notice it. So it's not going to kill the sport as we thought it was.
As someone who at one point in his life was a professional designer, I really wish they would have moved them back instead.
Thank you, Crow. Yes.
But I don't care. Like I'm fine with it.
When they moved them back for the All-Star race, it did look good. I thought that was where they were going to, but they decided to push forward instead. I guess because of how short the rear of the cars are.
Well, I think part of it too is that, like, if you see on Larson's car, you get a bigger, longer space if you move them forward. So I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure Hendrick had a say in there somewhere too, but because the rear fender is larger than the front fender spacing as far as a flat plane. But it's like, with a race car, I just feel like you won't wait to be in the like visual weight to be in the back, because it makes it feel like you're cartoon running forward, and something's kind of getting shifted back. With the exception of things that kind of fall into that where you would have normally have a flame pattern, like if you think about Jeff Gordon with both the rainbow and the flame patterns on the front, because then you get that feeling of you're driving through something. Like,
look at Eric Jones go. Can he hold it? Oh yeah.
I think he's got it.
Oh. Good for him.
Eric Jones to the top. Didn't see that coming.
Man.
Nice. Well, like for me, yeah, moving the number backwards made more sense because you could frame the number better, in my opinion,
Hmm.
up against that back wheel well with your designs. You could have something that kind of like just uh designs that can like sit underneath the number better. You can't really do that on the front end. Um, but what I find hilarious is there's some teams or sponsors that just don't care,
Yeah.
and like the numbers still moved up to the front, but they're not even utilizing the new space. They're just kept keeping whatever was above the rear wheel there. It's still there. So that's what I find hilarious.
Man, Garrett Smithley just got loose.
So, can you explain to me, Daniel, the how this qualifying works with Group A and Group B?
The top 5 cars from each group will go to a second round,
Okay.
and that will determine the top 10.
And Mike Joy just explained that everybody 11 through 40 will fall in line based on their speed, not their group.
Okay.
So it'll be 1 through 10 running for the pole, and then 11 through 40 based on their round one speed. If that makes sense.
Okay. And then
I don't know why they didn't just do one complete round. This seems pointless, but whatever.
TV, man. TV.
It's got to be a TV thing.
Yeah, but say it's probably because it's on Fox Sports 1.
Personally,
Also,
I would like to see them go back to the group qualifying if these cars have less downforce.
uh, uh, hmm.
Hey, I like the group qualifying. I will die on that hill that system was fine until the high downforce package came in. Except for at
So
super speedways, that was stupid.
yeah, that was it. Well, remember what happened here at Auto Club, Daryl?
Oh God, I remember that. But that was because of the NA18. They weren't doing that before. It was only when they brought the high downforce, and that got started because the truck series.
What was it like? Only one car made it to the flag.
Yeah,
Was that?
so ridiculous.
Oh, but I'm just glad to have NASCAR back. So
Same.
I was so there's so much excitement around this season that just hasn't been there before. Mostly because of the new car.
Mm.
But
I mean, there's also, last season I felt like built up the hype pretty well too.
the best season ever.
Yeah. The new car has made this so exciting that we are now here and seeing it. It looks beautiful on track still, and I think it's going to race well. And I think Sunday is going to be very exciting for the fans. So I hope everybody does get a chance to tune in.
These cars look mean. Like
Yes.
if you're just like staring at them like head on, they look like killers. Like in a sense, they just look like they're gonna take your lunch.
It's going to be fun to see them race, and we're going to see a lot of cautions because folks are going to get loose.
For real.
Are you planning to go to any races this year, Daryl?
Not NASCAR as of now, but I do plan on going to the NHRA Virginia Nats this May, so I will be there. Planning on spending the whole weekend with my girlfriend at that race, but right now, no NASCAR on the cards.
Why not?
Well, we were supposed to be doing a different trip next year, so I'm trying to hold on to my money, but with COVID, that other trip might not be happening, so who knows? I do want to try to at least get to Dover next year before they apparently close it or whatever they're doing, to make room for the fairgrounds, as people say, but
well, yeah,
we'll see.
So you think that Speedway Motorsports bought Dover just to get that date for
People have been saying it. I don't think they're going to close Dover for the fairgrounds.
Okay. So
I would rather see them get rid of Texas for the fairgrounds.
I don't think Texas is gonna have a date within 5 years.
They've ruined the track.
That crowd last year was just so bad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they packed Coda, which usually only gets packed for F1 races.
Well, you know how they were touting the attendance at the Clash, saying, "Oh, 70% of people have never been to a NASCAR race."
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year, the head of NASCAR's marketing told me that more than 50% of the people who went to COTA had never been to a race at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I hope it doesn't rain.
I feel like they should have advertised the Clash locally as an Ice Cube concert.
Yeah, I mean, they filled it, and it was a fun concert, though. Although some people definitely need to work on their rhythm. There are some folks with no rhythm out there.
I don't get the place where they had the musical performance made no sense to me because they're so far away from people.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be physically on the track. I didn't realize, but then again, I guess that would take a little bit too much time to try and set up all that stage and crap.
Just have him walk out onto the start-finish line. That's all you got to do.
I mean, there you go.
I mean, it's NASCAR. Like the best thing they could have done was just load up some speakers in the back of a couple of pickup trucks, drive them out to the start-finish line, and do it there. That would have been great.
That'd have been such a throwback move.
Like, I really feel. I say that. I really do wish that they would do stuff. They would embrace the short track heritage of NASCAR and do that kind of short track stuff like that. You know, I know like at some point they had like mobile stages and stuff. Well, they had that. They have that at Gateway, where they have like a mobile like winner's circle, I guess. But yeah, stuff like that.
They do that at Martinsville. They bring like a trailer out on the front stretch. That's technically, I guess, the victory lane podium or whatever. So,
yeah.
So in general, Gerald, what was your? Did you like the Clash? Did you think that was a success?
I like the Clash. I think it's something that should continue. Like, they packed it. Racing was good. There was a lot of chaos in that second LCQ, and I think it's something that should continue.
Like, I wanted it to be longer. It should have been 50 more laps. Give me 200 laps.
Yeah, because it did feel like that went really fast.
Where would you like to see them try this elsewhere? Like, what's a location you want to see them put on like a Clash style event, not necessarily the Clash?
I would love for it to come to DC or Baltimore. You know, come run M&T Bank Stadium. That'd make it a lot easier for me to get to.
Is it wide enough to hold a track like the Coliseum?
I have no idea. I haven't actually been in M&T Bank. It should be, but I'd have to go look at the field. Also, the thing is, well, no, you can't retract. I don't know if you can retract the seats in the Coliseum or not. I don't think they can in M&T, so I think that would be a factor too. But I mean, they fit Monster Jam in there a couple of years back. They should be able to fit this.
Looks like Chase Elliott's about to take the P1 spot from Eric Jones. So right now, the top 5 is Elliott, Jones, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, and Kyle Larson. I don't know how many are left.
Of course, the Hendrick cars are up there. There's 2 more left, it sounds like.
Kurt Busch, Almirola, Truex, Blaney. No, Cindric will be the last one to go.
Yep.
I would like to see them try a Clash event, like at Fenway Park.
That would be fun.
Because you have the connection there through RFK Racing, which is owned by the Fenway Sports Group. So you got a natural connection there. And I would just love to watch a race from the Green Monster. I think that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, you know, the Red Sox play for.
Oh, spin!
Ooh.
He saved it.
That was Eric Almirola who just went for a spin.
Absolutely locked that thing down.
It's weird seeing a Rush Truck Center paint scheme on an Almirola car.
Yes.
A good save though. Man, he was on the edge of turning around.
Oh, that reminds me of the Ryan Newman save during qualifying for the All-Star race back in like, I don't know, 15, 16.
Mhm.
Do you remember that, Daryl?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was so awesome. He gets completely sideways in turn 4, sending up a cloud of smoke, and then I don't think he even had to correct it. He just started going straight and was just going down pit road.
That was an insane save. Ooh. Truex is going to get in the top 5. That'll knock Larson out.
When's the last time a Petty car set on the pole?
It's been a minute.
Let's. I'm gonna do some research. Talk amongst yourselves, gentlemen.
All right. Well, we got the 12 going out now. That's Blaney. That is a weird scheme, seeing Blaney in a Worth car.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to follow the action with some of these guys in their different paint schemes.
Definitely. That thing is bouncing. That backstretch is still bumpy. Even with them shaving it down, there is still a bunch of bumps back there.
Yeah, it's. Oh,
that was good. Oh, that's a good lap. He's gonna knock him off the front row. 12 goes to second. That knocks Truex out.
Richard Petty Motorsports.
Here comes our Daytona 500 champion.
Austin Cindric. One career win.
One career win last week.
A car owned by Richard Petty has not had a pole since 2013 at Watkins Glen with Marcus Ambrose.
Jeez.
And AJ Allmendinger, who got the pole today for the Xfinity race. It's his first pole on an oval track in NASCAR since 2012 at Kansas.
He's had such a career renaissance since then. Or since his unfortunate incident with the Adderall pill.
I did a story on him in Speed Torque magazine last December.
Yep.
So you should subscribe and go read it.
Enlighten me here. What is the Adderall pill story?
Allmendinger had a headache, took a pill from a friend of his, then did a NASCAR drug test. Turned out the pill was Adderall, and he got suspended for a year and lost his Penske ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a year. He was actually only out for 3 months before he turned up at Phoenix Racing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he was racing at Team Penske. Had a dream ride, and then it got pulled out from under him because of a pill he says he didn't know was Adderall.
I'll be right back.
All right. So, moving on to the final round of qualifying from Group A or Group B, Chase Elliott, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, and William Byron. They have him listed as junior. That's funny.
It's really weird to be watching this little montage of these guys trying to look cool in front of the camera with no sound on. And they just linger on Chase Elliott like it's what's the, was it Tiger Beat was the teenage girl magazine back in the day?
Yeah, I guess.
That is out of my wheelhouse. I don't know what or when that was.
I just remember for some reason I'm from a small town, and the local grocery store had this like tiny little magazine section, but it was all like stuff for like teenage girls. And so I
Mhm.
just remember there always being like I don't know, like it was like the here's a bunch of cute guys section of the grocery store, which was weird.
Mhm.
Oh, I was thinking like who's the pick for this race, and I honestly just have no clue. It's too much new, too many people spinning in practice.
It's hard to
Um,
really pick a winner right now.
well, if I had to pick one from the top 10, I'm probably gonna go with Kyle Busch, seeing as he's
Stewart Haas Racing. This is from Pocris 12 minutes ago. They're going to try and repair the Harvick primary. Actually, they're in the process of repairing his primary car now.
all right. Well, we're gonna have to wind this down because
Yep.
I have a speed sport shift starting in about 10 minutes. So,
Okay.
uh, gotta go make some money. Um,
Make that money.
so, all right. Yeah, I want to take Kyle Busch to win this race. So, what about you, Daryl?
I will take Kyle Larson. He was really good on these 2 mile tracks, so I will take him to win.
All right.
I'll be the one that goes out there and say Eric Jones. He did something special in qualifying. Like maybe he's just like new car. Maybe something's just clicking.
Gotta ride the hot hand.
Well, if anybody popped in here and is still listening or watching us talk, thanks for joining us. And if you're listening on the podcast version, thanks for joining us for the first, I guess, normal-ish episode of the 2020 season.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be doing more streaming, and I think Daniel are still working on things. This was a last minute thing because Daniel was out of the state, covering Daytona, and the world kind of fell apart. So, planning
Again, for how many times has it fallen apart in the last 2 years?
Yeah, it's the whole meme of like I'm sick of living through major historical events.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
We've been living in a constant one since 2015.
yeah, but I think we'll be getting to a more regular schedule, doing streaming, trying to get some, like we did some stream for was it pre Daytona or was it Clash?
Yeah, we did during Clash qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we had a couple people that come in, and it was really fun. So I think we want to keep trying to do that, and hopefully build up a little small audience of people we can hang out with, and everything.
All right, and Daryl, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, always find me at DK Junior 12 on Twitter and at the Extra Mile for my podcast. Well, it's at Extra Mile IESR for the podcast page, the Extra Mile.
All right, and you can follow me on Twitter at Daniel McFadden. You can follow Crow at DTH Crow. And if you would like to get the alerts when we do more of these live stream thingamabobs, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Daniel McFadden. So you can see our back catalog of random NASCAR related videos and interviews, including, like as was mentioned earlier, I have an interview with Daniel Hamrick, the defending Xfinity Series champion, and Ben Rhodes, the defending Truck Series champion. So check those out and subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform. Please, and leave a review if you can. So, but yeah, I'm Daniel McFadden. Thank you for joining us for this hangout session of Dropping the Hammer. And if you listen to this before tomorrow, enjoy the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club Speedway. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
And stream.